and sort of summative before break
Yes.
for
I
my
do.
sub on Monday.
I think so. I think this will be, and it's something that a procedure that they've been through before, so it's
If they've been
something
doing
new.
this practice.
Well, from what I saw, because I'm not in every section, but from what I saw, they all knew how to get to Newsella, and they knew how to.
Okay.
I mean,
And I
maybe
was
they weren't
gonna go-
producing the writing like you wanted, but they knew how to get to the article, and they knew how to do the quiz.
And I
That
wanted to
was
go paper
definite.
pencil to avoid technology Chromebook issues with the sub.
Yeah.
Also
Yeah.
because I think for some of them, it's less distracting. But it does take away some of those tools that some of them might be using. And that was something I kind of like, no.
Well, yeah, and you do what you feel comfortable with, but you could always say too for a sub, go here if they have technical. Here are a couple copies
Do you
available.
think that is something you would do? Would you let them
If-
do this all online?
I probably would, and then
Okay.
the student that maybe things are usually have trouble with getting around,
So here's my
make
other
a note to
question.
the sub, say, this person, this person, this person may need the, because whenever I would modify a test, and if it was on a Scantron for something, there were always students in my room that never used a Scantron. They had to use the paper because it was just too much to go from here
Transfer,
to
yeah.
here. So those students that maybe might have difficulty and give them paper, but maybe they'll let the rest do it.
Here's my next question. How do I then tell students which Lexile level if I let them do electronically? Or do I have to export as a PDF and then attach that and say don't even use Newsella? But that would give me the reporting score, which would be nice.
Yeah, it would be.
Because that was one of my worries. By going paper, there's not an issue.
Yeah. Because, yes, I see what you're saying. Okay, what about...
And if it's IEPs, you don't tell subs that sort of information, right? You
No,
can't give them
no,
that. So what I
no.
would do is just print them off and put their name at the top.
That might be easiest.
And that's why I was thinking it's easier because it's not me.
You don't have that many students. I mean, it's not like you
Well,
have...
the third hour, I have like 5 or 6 that are IEPs.
Well, no, what I mean is that you're not having 30 in each classroom that you're having to...
Oh,
that
right,
much
right.
paper.
No, it's 2 sections, 3 and 4 right now.
Could... Yeah. I think that's what I would do then. Just keep it down. That way you don't have to make all those adjustments. And
Okay.
then if something would crash with technology, then
Yeah.
we're covered.
Well, thank you for looking at that. That helps me
Yeah,
too. I know that's
thank
like
you.
PSYOP feature 8 or component 8. but
Yes, absolutely.
Looking ahead.
Okay, so what I would like for you to do then is just go back in, because I
And fill
tried
in
to
more.
listen more than write.
Yeah,
It's hard
yeah.
to do that. And then go back and fill that in. And then I'm going to put this, I wanted to just open that up and look at the map of that.
Of who was doing our work and who wasn't.
Yeah. This particular student right here,
Yeah.
is she more advanced than some?
No. Well,
Okay.
okay. So Jeanette is from Eritrea. She's a married student. She has a 18-month-old baby at home. She wanted to do Net High or Ingenuity, but because of the ELL status, they basically said she couldn't.
Okay.
Her attendance has been a little sporadic, and I think right now she's in desperation mode to get her homework done because there's been some absences last week.
Well, because she was listening, but yet doing math at the same time, and so I just didn't know. It's hard to see everything.
And I've
so-
reminded her a little bit. She's been doing artwork as well. And I'm like, Jeanette, like really? But she's come in to help me or have me help her with senior order and stuff. She wants to graduate, and
Yeah.
she generally does a really good job. I just think right now there's stressors.
Yes.
And so
but-
she's making choices, and I try to respect when students do that and say, you know what, you get to make the choice. But every choice has a consequence. And this is still due. But if you think that's more important and there's still reading involved, I'll let it go for today. And so
Well-
that's sort of what's happening with her or some other students is I think they're just kind of like juggling which
Too
one is
many
more
things.
important.
Absolutely. Yeah, and let's see. So these students all. I couldn't understand this student because he seemed to be engaged in the discussion and everything.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when it was time to work, I felt like he was really in tune to what was being said because he actually offered in the discussion some feedback to you. But then also when it came to work time, so I don't know if reading is just something that's so difficult for him that,
He's a junior. He wants to go back to Perry. He was placed really late. He was a kid that we followed and reached out to like, oh, you haven't came to the progress line. We need you back in. He likes the oral because that's what we're good at. But the stuff I think we struggle a little bit with, then we shut down. And his attitude right now is, I can't get my grade up in passing because I'm missing much work or I didn't put the effort in along the way. And I want to pass, but you're not coming and giving me a pile of work to do. Well, I already kind of have when he was in after school. And So he's sitting at like a 19 or 25%, which is under what he should have. But you hit it on the head, which is that we have some great moments or great days when it's the stuff that we're really interested in or that's easier for us to do, which is a lot of oral conversation. But the
So
reading
when it
time
comes
every
to
day,
the
the free
reading-
reading, we choose not to. We want to listen to our music. We want to make it our rules. I've had to throw him out because he gets mouthy. I'm like, no, it's not Beats time. And I tried joking around, like, if I can hear him start dancing, you want me to dance next to you? And he thinks it's funny. And he'll actually turn it up louder. He'll tell me, I have a hearing problem and I can't hear my music, so I have to turn it up. And I told him I need an ENT report. He's like, what do you need? I need a doctor's note that says literally, like, you have problems hearing. Until I have that, no. So I offered him books and I tried another approach, like, hey, you want to try mystery? Let's try these. I'll come read with you. Let's read about cultural literacy in America, which is what I'm reading. And then kind of like, oh, your book is bad. Like, I'll read mine. But his attitude right now is so I'll work with him today. I'll try to pull him aside. I think he can do it. I think he's one of those kids that, again, has gotten used to having people sort of catch him and help him instead of making him sit down and do his work. Is there another one?
No, I think there's a lot of students over here that were doing what they needed to do. And this particular girl, I never got up there to actually see what she had written down. I don't know if she did, but she seemed to be working.
Her and her friends, the two in Mexico, they all read around 900 to 1,000 bucks now, and they read in Spanish regularly.
Wonderful.
They can do quite a bit in English, but their preference is to stay in Spanish as much as possible. And the issue with them is exactly that when the cognates don't translate or it's a brand new thing they have no background knowledge about, suddenly we get very cramped. And it's not because there's not a relationship, it's just because I don't know what to say because I'm not comfortable and I don't know this.
And that's understandable.
But she works really, really hard and
Yeah.
she's very capable and she's progressed quite nicely.
It appeared that she was. And this particular girl, I think she distracts herself.
A little bit, and her friend Vanessa. So
Yeah.
I moved them the other day and I switched seats. Vanessa is an IEP student. Vanessa likes to talk
Yeah.
and she likes to draw. Tanya can get serious and she's actually asking about her grade. Vanessa and I had to do some math one day because she likes to waste 10 minutes at the end of every class period. And I said, do you realize that if you do that every day, every period, every year, by the time you're supposed to graduate in 4 years, you'll have wasted 10 and a half full days. I'm not talking school days, I'm talking like days when you sleep and pee and poop and eat. And she goes, that's a lot of time. I said, yeah, because you think you don't have anything to do in 3 minutes. And she was the one that challenged me one day when we were doing reading, this was a while ago, that, oh, I'm done, 2 or 3 minutes, like, can't do anything in 3 minutes. Like, you can do anything. Play a song, dance. So she's like, all right, show me. And so I did a plank for 2 minutes until I literally like collapsed on the floor to prove my point that you can do anything in 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, you gotta get to 3 minutes by the end of the year. I'll work on it. But you need to read and you need to work those 2 or 3 minutes.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yeah, and that is a hard concept for them, especially when they're doing something that's difficult for them. They want to close up the books and put everything away because I've worked hard enough. They think oh yeah. But you're not alone on that. There's a lot of teachers that, really have to work for them to stay focused until the end.
and Vanessa's a freshman.
Yeah.
So the idea of concepts
Yeah.
of things to be different than Miller, credits earned, time
Yeah.
spent is
She's
different.
still learning that. So.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful. Well, why don't you then just add a few more things to these notes, okay?
Okay, and
And
these
then-
go in our reflection document this time too.
Yeah, you need to share this with Lisa Wymore then,
Okay,
okay? And then that'd be perfect.
thanks.
Thank you.